So I had someone ask me a really good question. Kale, you've been through a lot. How can I sit here and still say God is good? And it's a really good question because it's a hard concept to understand. A lot of people want to say, well, if God's so good, how is there so much suffering in the world, right? And I'm just going to talk from personal experience with my dad's passing a couple years ago when I was 19. I was really mad at God. I was cursing him out. I was angry with him. I was resenting him. I was so mad because I'm 19. Why would you take my dad away? Why would you strip one of the main foundations and the father figure that I have in my life from me? Why would you do that? And honestly, the more I sat there and tried to fathom an answer of why would you do this? Why? Like, why? It makes no sense. I came to a conclusion of this. If God could fit in our tiny brains, like if we could completely understand him, understand everything about him, would he really be our God? And the more I kind of thought about that, the more it kind of resonated with me. I had to keep telling myself, I'm not called to understand God's plan. I'm called to trust his plan. I'm not called to understand the why, because if I sit here and try to understand the why, I'm never going to be able to fully comprehend it because it just surpasses my understanding of things. It just will never make sense to me. And sometimes the pain and the suffering that we feel is a way that people are able to meet God. Sometimes if you don't have that pain, if you don't experience that suffering, you'll never know who God is. And that's a hard thing to kind of fathom because you really have to step outside your emotions and think about it a little more logically. And it's hard to do that because you're so angry and you're so upset. But if we think about it, what is God's ultimate plan? Like, okay, we want to be happy on earth, but it's not sustainable. It's only like this much time. We're on earth for a period of time. What is God's ultimate goal? For us to have eternal happiness, eternal joy. And that is one of the things that just kept me going. Like, okay, I'm on this earth for like this compared to the timeline of things. God's ultimate purpose for all of us is to have the eternal glory, that eternal happiness, that eternal joy with him up in heaven. And just being able to hold on to that strand of hope that I will see my dad someday also helped me get through it. Because I also have to sit here and think about, well, look at all the blessings that have came out of it. And it's hard for me to sit here and say that because, man, I miss my dad, but I don't know what kind of man I would be today if those events didn't happen. I don't know if I would be right here where I am now if that didn't happen. I don't know if my relationship with God would be what it's like now if that didn't happen. And it's hard to understand that. It's hard to fully comprehend it. Because in our earthly bodies, we don't want to experience that sadness, that suffering. But you know what's also really kind of cool about that